Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has notified the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and the Senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Oduaghan, about plans by the latest constituents to recall her following allegations of gross misconduct and attendant vote of no confidence passed on her. The notification followed a letter written by the petitioners to the Commission providing their detailed addresses. INEC had on Tuesday said the petitioners did not provide necessary contact details to reach them. National Commissioner in charge of Information and Voter Education Committee at INEC, Mr. Sam Olumekun, disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday. He said further to the statement issued yesterday, Tuesday, 25th March 2025, the Commission hereby confirms that the contact address of representatives of the petitioners, their telephone numbers and email addresses have now been provided in a letter addressed to the Chairman of the Commission dated today, Wednesday, 26th March 2025. As provided in Clause 2, Section A of the Commission's Regulations and Guidelines for Recall 2024, a letter has been written to notify the Senator sought to be recalled about the receipt of the petition and delivered to her official address. The same letter has been copied to the presiding officer of the Senate and published on the Commission's website. The next step is to scrutinize the list of signatories submitted by the petitioners to ascertain that the petition is signed by more than one-half, over 50% of the registered voters in the constituency. This will be done in the coming days. The outcome, which will be made public, shall determine the next step to be taken by the Commission. We once again reassure Nigerians that the process will be open and transparent. The case of Natasha's recall has had, it's been in the media for the last few days, from people, from constituents saying that they were deceived to come out with their voters' card for an empowerment scheme, to INEC saying that addresses of the petitioners and certain people that were not included, so that made the petition written null and void, to them now saying it's now been accepted. What are your thoughts on this report?
You know, the way you put it now is like they are not saying the truth.
Well,
that's the way you put it.
Well, it was in the report. They did say no, it was not there on Tuesday.
Yes.
By Wednesday, they said it has now been submitted. I was just going through all of the backstory before we got to the point.
It was not the constituents. You know, this game called politics is a game of interest.
Right.
You know, few persons could come out and debunk whatever information, whether it is alleged or it is true or confirmed. You know, the truth is you are a woman, and I've been very careful when it comes to the issue of this Natasha.
Okay.
A lot of women folks have done almost everything to the extent of even insulting a senator of the Federal Republic in the Senate chambers because of this this very woman. You see, when you do one thing over a period of time, you'll be known for that.
Sure.
Very known for that. Unfortunately, this woman, though elected by her people, but has over time brought so much disgrace to her constituents. And I think it is very, very bad.
What do you mean disgrace?
Yes. Disgrace in the sense that this issue between her and Akpabio was not the first. She had issues like this. Remember what we've read, she had this same issue with the man she's married right now, to the extent that they had serious crisis even going to the court and all that for sexual abuse before she finally got married to this man. She had this same issue with, what is the name of this young man?
Reno
Mokere, this same issue of sexual harassment. She had it with so many persons. And now, if over time you are known for one particular thing, it means that's your nature. You know, so or even up to this moment, she has not brought any evidence, because the onus is always on the person who alleges to prove. She's not been able to bring any evidence to prove that there was anything called sexual harassment by the Senate president. Now, rather than even sitting down to perhaps amend her ways, she kept on digging and causing more problems, to the extent now that even her constituents are very tired and weary of the disgrace. They never sent her to the National Assembly to begin to cause troubles and make noise and begin to bring shame to the Kogi, is it Kogi West or Kogi North Central? That's not why she went there. You know, so, and this is the first time I'm seeing that recalling process is so easy.
Doesn't that surprise you?
It's very surprising. It means that her character, her lifestyle has become so painful, become like a sore wound in the body of her constituents, such that just within a very, if you watch the video they showed, it was even a woman that was spearheading this process. A lady, a young lady. So that is to mean that they are tired. Her colleagues, her fellow female colleagues at the National Assembly are tired of her. I think there are 4 or thereabout at the Senate. They are very tired of her. None of them supported what she was doing. I watched the day they even gave her opportunity to speak at the National Assembly. At a point, they asked her to stop. She was still trying to speak. They off her mic. She put it on. That kind of person is not supposed to be a representative of a people. All my years in politics, I have not seen that somebody is recalled. Not to talk of this speedy way for which her people are about to recall her. It means that her character is nothing to write home about.
Is she the only person that has had an issue with character in the Senate?
But hers is becoming too obvious. And she's a woman.
What is wrong with her being a woman?
Nothing is wrong, but as a woman, women are known for their demeanor. They carry themselves wherever they go.
Are you saying women should not be able to tell their stories?
No, I didn't say they shouldn't tell their story. I am saying as a woman, they carry themselves. They behave rightly in the public, knowing that because they are mothers, you know, so their characters, their behaviors in public will have a lot to speak about their family and their children. And so they try as much as they can to behave themselves in public. Unlike the men who most times behave carelessly in public because I'm a man, maybe. But as a woman carry this integrity, this kind of carryability. So they try to carry themselves in public. But for hers, I don't even understand if it is an upbringing or what she learned while. I wouldn't just say how it started, you know. But I think that she needs to check herself again.
Now, when you said that a lot of people have talked about Senator Akbutu Dagan's, you know, stories where she says people sexually assaulted her, do you think she should rather not tell her story if that happens to her?
Those things are meant.
Do you think she should be victim shamed to be quiet about it?
She is not telling any story rather than trying to just show off herself. Because when you want to tell a story, especially stories of sexual harassment,
right,
there should be an evidence. And all the stories she has told, she has never provided any evidence to the public.
Let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
I get a job in a company, and I'm working directly with my boss. And my boss, I'm not saying this is the scenario in this case because nobody knows the scenario in this case, right? And now my boss, you know, taps me in a way that is not pleasing as it shouldn't. Will I get an evidence to give to you that that is what happened?
Of course, there should be an evidence. Does that mean that you are only staying alone with your boss all the time?
If you, let me say, I work as a PA and we go on trips, and that happens more than 2 times.
You work as a PA to your male boss.
To my male boss.
And you go on trips with your male boss.
And you go on trips with your male boss. As a PA, you travel with your boss.
Okay, so...
And let me say, incidents of this nature happen. I'm talking about not messaging. I'm talking about inappropriate touch. And even though someone might say, okay, you're not comfortable with that. Do you know that as a person, since it's just touch, if I'm telling you, say you're my brother now, I will not have an evidence to give you.
Does touch mean a sexual harassment?
If you're touching appropriately, yes, you're sexually harassed.
No, how? when you touch a lady
inappropriately.
Where are the places that will amount to an inappropriate touch?
There are certain places in the body which people term
Like
as
where?
private parts.
Like where and where?
Several parts are private parts.
Where? Just tell me.
Your breast is a private part.
Your breast.
We teach both boys and girls that your breast is a private part. Actually, your armpit is a private part.
You brought it out. How will a man even get to your armpit?
You're asking me,
you're asking
me what part of your body are private parts.
Okay,
so I'm telling you.
How can I even get to your breast as you are wearing your clothes? Did you flaunt the breast for me?
So
did you bring it out?
You mean that except the breast is naked, if someone touches it, it's not harassment?
See, when you talk about sexual harassment,
right,
definitely there must be a situation where the man will touch you that will amount to sexual harassment. When a man touches your breast to the extent that they want to hold your breast,
that is exactly what I'm talking about. When they fondle someone's breast.
Good, fondling a breast. But has it gotten to the point? Before I get to that point, there should be an evidence. There should be an evidence. You should prove.
You should prove. You should take a picture with your eyes.
In law, you cannot say anything as an allegation without a proof.
Right, do agree.
So this woman has not proven. Are you telling me that all the allegations she has been making on the issue of her sexual harassment,
right,
she has not been able to have a proof? Okay, assuming that the first happened to you unknowingly,
right,
are you not supposed to put yourself to the extent that in case of any reoccurrence, you have a proof? At least a video or something, or you shout, the people will hear you, you have an evidence, have somebody who is actually going to, stand as a... No, she doesn't have a proof. In fact, if you even listen to the things she said, that the Senate president caught her in the night while she was sleeping, even wearing her nightgown, the Senate president said, can you undress yourself? And okay, while she was undressing herself, why didn't she make a video? Was she in the office with the Senate president, only the both of them? Were they on a trip, only the both of them? In her own house, as a senator, she didn't even have a CCTV, or couldn't put her phone somewhere to be, covering herself where she's making those. And somebody said she should touch her, this thing. And oh my God, gosh, that woman is just a bundle of insult to herself. I tell you that at her level, as a senator, the Senate president said you should do that, I'm going to give you 500 million and all that. She's just talking to babies. And nobody is ready to listen to such kind of gosh. That's insulting to us, listening to her. You are in your house, the president say, pull your nightgown. Have you slept? Have you done this? Okay, pull your night. Oh, so all those who she couldn't get a proof, and she's telling us we're children, she should be recalled. She's a disgrace to womanhood. She should be recalled. I'm talking on a national level.
You can't
I am saying it because if something happens, you can defend her. Because
no, you cannot say that. You cannot say that about a sitting senator. You cannot call.
She's not a sitting senator as it is now. She's been suspended, and every of her rights and privileges have been stripped off of her. She's
been suspended.
And she was even asked not to even answer a senator anywhere. Go and read the contents of that suspension. So she's not a sitting senator. She's a suspended senator. She's still with all rights and privileges stripped off from her.
She's still a senator.
She's not, as far as I'm concerned.
I do agree with you.
A senator, even when you are a former senator, you can still be addressed as senator. But in her own, they even ask that she should not even use the word senator anywhere. Because it's a disgrace to the Nigerian Senate that such kind of woman is answering a senator anywhere.
I want to ask you, as regards this calling back of Senator Natasha, what are your thoughts as regards people from the constituency saying that they were tricked into coming out?
Nobody says so. Let them go to court. If they had already penned down their addresses, the person who went for the empowerment program was not anybody outside Senator Natasha. She
was the one that went for the empowerment program.
Yes. When the empowerment, when the recall process started and they gathered names of over how many, 25,000 persons or something that they gathered, at the end of the day, she went to the place and told them that she's coming for an empowerment. And people gathered to come to receive empowerment. She started making speeches. I think she shared some bags of rice or something. It was not the opposition or anybody who called for that empowerment meeting. It wasn't. Now, at first...
So you're saying it was Natasha, Senator Natasha Akpoti, that called them to bring their voters' card for the empowerment?
No, she didn't call. I didn't know if she included coming with their voters' card.
But for the people that did complain,
those who complain,
from the people that did,
you know, it's politics.
Lots of women were moving around.
That
Lots of people.
That is politics. She can recruit people to do that. But INEC have said they are going to investigate those signatures.
Now, how did they get all of the addresses of all the people that came out in a day?
It's very simple. When people are not happy with what you're doing, when people are dismayed, disgruntled, disenchanted with your style of leadership, and are no longer happy that you should rule them or you should lead them, as it were, or represent them, as it were, and you just pick, just a call will bring everybody. As I am today, I have somebody that I'm not happy with his or her leadership style, and the person is representing me, and people call me to come and sign. I won't even waste time. I will bring all my supporters. Only me can bring more than 100 persons. Don't you think so? Every politician has followers and supporters. And wherever I am, where my supporters will be, because they believe in me. So if I'm coming with 100 persons, and one person is coming with 50 persons and all that. Do you think it's difficult to gather such kind of number of persons about 7 to 6 local government areas?
Exactly.
Very simple.
About 6 to 7 local
Very
government.
simple.
Are you saying that nobody in most of these people that, have gone through a recall process, which you said yourself that hasn't moved this fast? Do you think other people have not been grieved with those people before?
It could be that their constituents have not been
they were not so unhappy.
Unhappy to the extent that these persons from her constituency it could be. Yes. And of course, you also know that in politics, everybody has their own followers. If you check the number of registered voters in that senatorial zone and check those who signed, the law said 50%. That is 1/3. About 50% is not 1/3. But the law said 1/3. I see we had to say 1/3 in that section. So now, if that is the requirement, it's easy to get. Maybe the remaining have to be about those who supported her or those who are not available at the time this recall process is taking place. And so, if she's recalled, me, with all the antecedents we have read about her and seen about her, she doesn't need to represent any responsible people.
Thank you for your insight.